The Kabila Pezulu, ball flying high. Look at me in that Apollo rocket heading for the moon. One smile from the mother of the universe. And the Zedzi, the Tulikulo Lamlim Pumelelo, and the Kolelo Kubandimlo. But I ask you, do you want to see a winner?
Themba is a story about humanity. It's about a young boy who lives in a rural area, and it's his will and want to become a soccer champion. But he faces many adversities, and he's very challenged by the environment that he lives in and by the situation that he finds himself in, which is one of poverty and disempowerment. And against all odds, he rises against this, and he does it with his family, who are quite extraordinary.
It's one boy's dream in this country coming true, but it's not an unrealistic dream. Anywhere in the world where, poverty-stricken boys are playing for some sort of hope in their lives, whether it's a Maradona or it's Zinedine Zidane, these stories happen. For me, it's important, obviously, that the soccer is real and it's genuine. It's got to look really good. So I wanted to try and see what it would feel like to be a player, which is why most of the scenes we've shot internally from the middle of the game. We've used, cameras attached to players' heads. We've used quad bikes to ride with them. So we right in there in the midst of things, watching them play, watching them shoot the balls, experiencing this absolute frenzy as they're running. And it's actually a very different feel to when you're watching from the outside. Jens Lehmann, who was the national German goalkeeper in the last World Cup.
So everybody's taking a ball, please.
One each.
One each, yeah. So from now on, it's forbidden to take the ball with the hands, okay?
Jens Lehmann has a very strong interest in soccer in South Africa, and supports a project here of kids who are infected by HIV who play soccer. So when we presented the script to him to play and asked him to play the role of John Jacobs, he was immediately excited and said yes, he would do it, and it's been great to have him on this project and to work with him. And on top of that, we were then exploring using a South African soccer player that people could identify with, and obviously the big name is Dr. Khumalo. So, my idea was to use Dr. Khumalo in his personal capacity as the coach of the Amajita, of the younger, the under-20 soccer team. And so now we have Dr. Khumalo playing Dr. Khumalo. I really did love being in Port St. John's and shooting those scenes on location. The Eastern Cape is one of the most impoverished, poverty-stricken areas of South Africa. It's really, people have a really tough time. And yet it's also in some of the most spectacular scenery this country has. And so, when I started reading the novel, I immediately started seeing these spectacular locations and wanted to shoot the film there as a contrast to the townships where a lot of the people who then come to the city from the Eastern Cape come. They come from these beautiful areas with wide open African spaces to cardboard and tin squatter camps on the outskirts of Cape Town.
Uyamazi uViyo Matakane? Ebesebenza khona naye eRietfontein.
Simphiwe Dana, I saw her, and for me, immediately she had that look, she had the charisma, she had the charm, the grace, the style, and the possibility to also play the sick mother. I realized that she's got so much emotion and so much to give and so much coming out there. And just in the way we work together, it's all come bubbling out. And I think she's just an incredibly fine, supremely superb actress.
Mandisa is a very challenging character. And when I took the script home with me, something pulled me, because I identified with her so much at so many levels, And it just felt like it would be, for me, a journey of remembering, And I remember living in an area like this when I was a child, and all the memories, that I got from that experience. So I just feel like the role was tailor-made for me.
We had problems trying to find somebody, a South African actor, who could personify the character of Rotundo, this man who, has likable sides to him, who is a normal man in this country, who drifts off into, alcoholism, AIDS denialism, and then luckily an actor I'd always been looking at, Patrick Moffaking, but he was working on the Clint Eastwood movie at the time, suddenly became free because we pushed our schedule back a week and Clint Eastwood finished a week early. And so I went on bended knees and I begged him. I said, please, Patrick, you can't make us take somebody from out the country. It's got to be a South African who plays this.
It was a tough decision. Took a lot of convincing, soul searching. If I have to portray how good God is, and I'm asked to play a devil for people to see that God exists, then I will do that. Somehow somebody needs to play the bad role for people to see that this is bad and this is good.
So, we had a number of challenges as far as casting was concerned. Trying to find not only one Themba, but two, because it's a story of a boy over about a 6-year lifespan, 6 years of his life. And so we needed a young Themba and an older one. And they had to match up with each other.
I had to practice at home. I practiced at home, at school. I really had to prove to Stephanie that I was the man for the job. And she eventually knew that I'm the one.
Stephanie's just so phenomenal and passionate, and this is our second film with her, and it's such a joy to work with her because she's very inclusive in the process, and that's it. People feel, I think in a nutshell, people feel part of a team and they feel that energy, and of course it's inspiring and you get 110% commitment.
She drives you, and she slowly she drives you to get in there, and emotionally it was so deep for us.
I actually really love working with children and even actors who haven't acted before, because it's such an exciting process to bring it all out in them. And for me, the rehearsal process is very important. I spend a long time building up an ensemble, building up connections between the actors and connections between the actors and myself.
Normally for actors, we are just put into the deep end like that. And what she does, she makes you feel comfortable beforehand, before we start to shoot. She makes you feel comfortable. We do exercises, we do trust exercises. I know that if I go onto the set with this person, everything is going to be smooth. We've done this before. I know you better, And no, that really helps. She really uses some cool methods.
Tell me the truth.
I can't tell you that, yes.
Tell me the truth.
Themba,
Tell me the truth.
I can't tell you.
It's really a story about spirit and humanity and, surviving all these issues and taking them on. And he does. It's Themba's spirit. It's a story about sport and triumph and success and conquering and achieving.
Here's the movie of Themba saying to you, even if you are sick, there's nothing impossible out there. Everything is possible.
The film is deeply inspirational. It's about hope. It's about, finding your thing in life and doing it despite all the odds. And it's a film that's shot in a South African language. It's a film that reflects people's lives. And so for me, it's important. Every individual, no matter how terrible their situation, has a chance to change it.
Definitely a story of hope, because not everybody can accomplish what Themba did, but you can dream big.
But Themba didn't lose hope, even with everything that happened to him. He still knew. He still told himself that I still want to get there, and he persisted. It's just a nice way of putting it into a story, where people can watch and say, that really touched me. And that's really something. Yeah.
If you don't dream, there's no point on living if you don't dream.